This week, the Israel Defense Forces launched a rapid, coordinated ground assault into Gaza, hitting hard from the north, the south, and the center. Hamas, they're not just on the defensive, they're starting to unravel. And on this one, I'm going to break down why this offensive may be the final blow and why Hamas leaders are suddenly desperate for a ceasefire deal. So let's get into what's really happening in Gaza right now. On March 19th, the IDF launched a full-scale, multi-front ground assault into Gaza. Units came in hard from the north, the center, and the south. And in the north, we're seeing armored pushes through Beit Hanun and Beit Lahia. And in the center, that Netzarim corridor has been expanded. And down in the south, forces are squeezing into Khan Yunis. But here's the kicker. Hamas isn't fighting back like they did before. And there's very little resistance, little traps, and almost no rockets. So that tells me two things. One, Hamas is almost out of this fight. Two, Israel's strategy is working. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Indications of Hamas's concern can be seen in the scramble by Cairo to try and broker a deal, as well as in reports in the Arab media. And the pro-Hezbollah Lebanese outlet Al-Akhbar, which usually carries water for Hamas, is now sounding the alarm. And they're writing about a new Israeli assassination policy. And so the time for talk is over. In Gaza, the IDF's carried out high-profile strikes on several Hamas political leaders, and in Shejaia, multiple key Hamas terror commanders have been killed in surgical, intelligence-based precision strikes. So this isn't just random. This is part of Israel's doctrine. Now, I want to dip into that counterterrorism world, those tactics a little bit more. The IDF is now operating with full control over the Netzarim axis. And that's the axis that cuts Gaza in half. And the Mushraka area and the Zeitoun area, forces are locking down key movement corridors, and they're creating what's called kill zones. This is pressure cooker warfare, sir lachatz. Classic Israeli counterterrorism doctrine. You push the enemy into a confined space, you restrict their mobility, and then you take away that oxygen, and then you strike that leadership, infrastructure, and morale all at once. Israel's handling this beautifully, like it always does. And now the deployment of the 36th Division tells me something big. That's an armored heavy division. You don't bring in that armor unless you're shifting from those surgical raids to what we call full-blown terrain denial. And that's what this is shaping up to look like. And Hamas isn't adapting quick enough. They're falling back. And when they do engage, they're losing commanders fast. Why? Israel's had months to build up that intelligence since this ceasefire's been going on. This episode of the Aaron Cohen Show is brought to you by Merkava Coffee. This is the official coffee of the Aaron Cohen Show. When I served in the IDF, coffee wasn't just coffee, it was fuel. And in the special operations world, there were nights with no sleep, missions that stretched for days, and no room for mistakes. Coffee was serious, and it kept us sharp, locked in, and ready to move. And let me tell you something, I still take it seriously. And that's why Merkava Coffee, strong, no nonsense, battle tested, no fluff, no gimmicks, just good, bold coffee for the people who need to be at their best. And if you start your day like I do, like it's a mission, you know why this matters. Hit the link down in the description and grab yourself a triple order and help keep the lights on and support the Aaron Cohen Show. Appreciate you guys. And they're executing perfectly. Now, I want to talk about the intel a little bit. I've been reading Arab media all week, and Al-Akhbar is rattled. They're talking about a new wave of targeted killings, but that's not new for Israel. What's new is the scale and the timing. So I want to say this and I want to be clear. This campaign is quiet and deliberate. And we're seeing political figures and military Hamas figures being taken out in tandem. And that goal by Israel is clear. Decapitate the command structure, what remains of it, and demoralize the ranks. All those little Hamasniks dressed up in their pretty uniforms during that hostage exchanges, falling apart. And Cairo knows it. And that's why they're scrambling to mediate a ceasefire. And that's not diplomacy. That's Egypt trying to do damage control. And the message from Israel is simple. No ceasefire until the hostages are released and home. So I want to close out this latest intelligence brief with this. What we're seeing right now is the remnants of Hamas collapsing in real time. They've lost a ton of ground. They've lost a ton of leadership. And now they're losing that initiative. Israel is breaking that psychological spirit. Whatever remains of Hamas, they can open those cameras up and film those stages. But this is what's really happening. And this isn't just another round. In my opinion, this is the beginning of the end for Hamas in Gaza if Israel continues to hold the line. Now, there's still some tough terrain ahead. Rafah is likely going to be the next flashpoint, and the hostage issue still hangs very heavily, but Israel's Yamam and Seret Matkal and Shin Bet are gathering intelligence like crazy. And if this continues, we might see some more hostage rescue magic. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you guys want to help support the show and keep me here up on the air, hit that link below, subscribe and share with everyone who needs to hear this truth. You're not going to get this from CNN and MSNBC and all that whacked out left-wing radical media. These are the real-time intel with the stories from the field. And if you guys are a fan of the show, hit the link in the description and grab yourself a mini sponsorship package. Help support the show. Every sponsorship package sold helps keep the lights on in the studio. We're completely independently produced here, and it allows me to continue to combat that garbage anti-Israel misinformation and propaganda that's out there while bringing you guys cutting-edge analysis of counterterrorism, the Mideast, and U.S. national security right here on the home front. Hit the link in the description and join my sponsorship team. Appreciate you guys. Going to come back to this operation as it continues to unfold. I'm Aaron Cohen. You're watching The Aaron Cohen Show, and I will catch you guys on the next one.